Brasco and Beast. Fit, fabulous, and frisky.
Well, right now we're doing a road trip, and Brasco had a great idea to make a pit stop somewhere, a historical pit stop. So we want to acknowledge what's going on with this pit stop, and where are we here to see, baby?
The Tuskegee Airmen Monument.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. We're going to take you on the tour with us. Now, the first thing is you got to be sure to look for the Walterboro Army Airfield Memorial Park sign, because it doesn't say Tuskegee anywhere. You got a gnat somewhere you dealing with, baby? Well, we in the South, baby. We in South Carolina. The Brasco&Beast show is now on the road. I mean, this is part of the travel we've always talked about wanting to do, though. Look at this. To Tuskegee Airmen Memorial.
Their combat training here at the Walterboro Army Airfield in 1944.
Oh, okay.
He flew 48 combat missions during World War II.
Who was that again?
His name was Harem Man.
Oh, okay. In addition to the chapter's mission of celebrating and preserving the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, the chapter has awarded more than 20 scholarships to local high school graduates who are seeking a career in aeronautical-related fields. A number of our award recipients have also been awarded national scholarships from the Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated.
Good stuff, right?
That's great stuff.
Yeah, let's check it out. And 60 acres leased to the town of Walterboro by the estate of C.C. Anderson.
Yeah. So it's interesting. They have a couple of monuments here and statues. It's decorated with flags, honoring them as war veterans. And there's a statue right here. It's pretty awesome. The Tuskegee Airmen of World War II, in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen, their instructors, and ground support personnel who participated in training for combat at the Walterboro Army Field during the Second World War. Because of their heroic actions in combat, they were called Schwarze Vogelschwein, Blackbird Men, by the Germans, who both feared and respected them. White American bomber crews in reverence referred to them as the Red Tail Angels because of the identifying red paint on their tails resembles, because of their reputation of not losing any aircraft and enemy fighters to enemy fighters, as they provided fighter coverage for missions over the strategic targets in Europe. Baby, look what I noticed. Look at the word that got dropped. Somebody colored in the word any.
Oh, yes. Wow.
That's when you know it runs deep in this country, don't it? Monument, it says both white and Negro troops will be stationed here, with Negro troops to constitute about 10% of the total personnel. The Press Standard, 1942. WAAF, Walterboro Army Field, was activated August 4th, 1942, as a small subbase of Columbia. The Tuskegee Airmen. Look at this. Wow. Okay. So in April of 1944, Walterboro Army Field stopped training fighter troops, which switched to advanced individual air combat training. Over 500 black airmen from their training program at Tuskegee trained at the airfield between 1944 and October 1945, Class 44F, shortly after, before the transfer. Wow. We actually see those headquarters and those colored officers that were trained. Life on the base. It says, we boarded a fleet of 6x6 trucks and were driven to some old ramshackle one-story barracks that looked to be vintage 1914. The next day, the base commander called a meeting to welcome us to Walterboro Army Field. Black airmen were given segregated quarters on the base and had to endure segregated seating in the theater and cafeteria, as well as have separate segregated officers' club.
Oh, so this is much smaller than it was back then.
So it's much smaller.
It was 500. They said over 500
Oh,
airmen.
yes, 500.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So they came out of the Tuskegee program.
Yeah.
Came here to train for their individual, like, combat training.
Yeah.
Man is from, from this region. Remember they were talking about him over there?
Yes.
But look at all of his, this is his flight record. And then when he finishes training, it shows how they sent him out to Italy, fighting group in Italy.
Wow. See, wow.
Wow.
Right here it says 5 of us were being returned to the United States from Italy. There we could help teach the Tuskegee Airfield TAAF graduates what we had learned in combat and then return overseas with the group. I was assigned the Jug P-47 the Thunderbolt at Waterboro Army Air Base, where I took advanced combat training. I saw at the Vos Concierge flown by the Marines stationed by nearby Paris Island.
That's probably kind of like him, yeah.
Wow, this is... Look at what was said about him. The best training fighter pilots ever got. They got at Waterboro. We put aside the race battle and put out good pilots. We had some of the most sincere people. I didn't see any, slouging off in training black people for combat. Span Watson, Red Tails, Black Wings. Colored pilot was killed in a crash. Colonel Guy Kirksey, commanding officer of Waterboro Army Field, announced Friday that Second Lieutenant Richard Bell, 22, was killed on August 10th when his plane was piloting crashed at 6:15 p.m. Thursday. Wow. That's a piece of the equipment there, though.
Yeah, like when you have the light for aircraft guiding light, the light that guides the aircraft in. And I think when the Army did it. Here's one Anderson.
Right.
This is part of surplus. Oh yeah, the beacon aircraft guiding light was left as part of the surplus equipment. In 1996, World War II buffs from out of state were caught making off with a load of military artifacts. Oh my gosh, including the beacon. Fortunately, they were stopped.
Wow.
That's crazy. They go off and you try to steal artifacts.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we stopped. I love having a part of like history or doing something when I vacation too.
I love doing it too.
Yeah. Oh, you know that about me though.
And you know that about we both do.
Yeah.
We both love that. But it's just,
it's good.
It's telling, you know?
Yeah.
Man, look at that guy there. To the last breath. To the last plane. Remember they said in the film, we fight, we fight, we fight?
Yes.
To the last, to the last, to the last. So,
I'm Brasco.
And I'm Beast.
And
we're out of here.
Brasco and Beast. Fit, fabulous, and frisky.